Good morning, I'm Dr. Wall from Barnesville Chiropractic and Fitness Center. Welcome again to another episode of our health and wellness videos. Most of you have already watched a few of our past episodes, and if you have not, please go to our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel at Barnesville Chiropractic and Fitness Center to watch some of our past videos. Our goal of these videos is to help people improve their lives through better health and wellness. So today we're going to talk about posture and balance. So, why is posture and balance important? Proper posture and good balance are a great assessment tool of the overall function of the body. A strong, healthy body will have good posture and be able to balance without any major problems. If a person cannot, it gives us indicators as to what is going on in their body. So a great assessment tool that a lot of chiropractors do, including in our office, is use a posture grid, take some pictures of a person to show them how their posture is being affected, and also a balance video to see how strong they are as far as their overall strength of their core and their spine. So let's take a look at a few things that are supposed to be optimal. Now, from a physiological standpoint in your body, when you're standing, the spine is supposed to have curves in the back going forward and back, not side to side. You have a normal lordotic curve in your low back, kyphosis going forward, lordotic going in your neck. Now, why is this important? It's important because that's the proper structure of your spine. And when you look at the structure of the spine, you have the bones in your spine. You also have the discs, which are the cartilage in between. And coming out in between every one of them is a spinal nerve. Every one of these spinal nerves controls every function of our body. So if your spine is functioning properly, whatever those nerves control will be functioning properly. So let's go through and show you a few things that can happen when you don't have proper function. Now this is a purely physical type problem, and then I'll talk about the functional problem. A physical problem is that when a person has a weakness in the front of their spine, on their core, or in their back, they'll have an increase in this curve. And when that happens, these facet joints in the back will jam together. And when they jam together all day long, they're rubbing across each other with more pressure, leading them to break down faster, and most people know that as arthritis or degeneration. Also, when that curve increases, you have more of an angle across these discs, so it puts pressure straight across them, wearing out the cartilage in there. That can result in something like this, a bulging or herniated disc. That gives you the problem of what most people would refer to as sciatic pain, where it hits the nerve and goes down the back of the leg. Well, let's move up a little bit higher into the mid-back or even into the neck area. When the posture goes forward, what happens is upper back will come forward and your head and neck drop forward, causing increased stress on the muscles and increased pressure on these joints. So what will happen is you'll get a straightening of the top of the neck, and what that does is puts extra pressure on the spine, same thing, causing pressure on the discs and the nerves. So what would you expect with that when people come in our office? If it's in the upper cervical spine, there's going to be headaches or upper neck pain, inability to turn their head side to side. If it's in the lower neck, it can cause a bulging or herniated disc in the neck, causing numbness and tingling down their arms, or even putting pressure on there so it affects things like carpal tunnel syndrome. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how proper posture, proper balance, and how to improve that will help your overall health and wellness. Now the other thing we have to look at is every one of these nerves not only controls muscles and joints, but it controls the internal organs. So many times when people present for mid-back pain or low back pain and we correct that function, what happens is they'll complain of less problems like constipation or even less heartburn. There's even some research that shows that when you have an upper cervical problem here where there's increased stress and you get an adjustment, it will reduce your blood pressure. And for infants, there's some neurologists that are suggesting that infants get adjusted so they can reduce the chance of SIDS because of pressure on those nerves. So it's really interesting how this function from the spine can affect your overall health and wellness. So let's go ahead and look at how it affects when a person is being assessed. So what we do is we have a person stand against this grid, and what we do is just have them stand and relax normally. Now proper posture would be tall, straight, head above your shoulders, your ears all the way down to the back. But a lot of times what happens, people come in and their pelvis is dropping forward, so you have an increased pushing forward of the stomach, an increased curve jamming the low back. Then the upper back comes back to compensate, and your shoulders and neck roll forward. Think of grandma and grandpa. When you see somebody 75 years old and they're hunched over, walking real slow, using a cane or a walker, do you think of somebody that's strong and healthy, or do you think of somebody that's weak and unhealthy? Normally weak and unhealthy. So if we correct that posture, Not only does it make you healthier, but it also makes you appear healthier, which in our society everybody wants to see. The second thing we do is have them stand looking straight ahead and see if a person is having a hip drop one way or a shoulder drop the other from past injuries or repetitive activity. Now, most people, their head and will be above their feet because we don't want to be standing like this all day. So if there's a drop in your hip and your shoulders compensate, you have these little curves in there to put excess pressure on there. And let alone when there's weakness in the core and your pelvis drops forward, that causes your knees and your feet to drop in, causing more problems with arthritis and degeneration of your knees and hips. So proper posture, proper balance can also correct or alleviate any problems a person would have with having to have knee or hip replacements. The next thing we do is we check to see how their balance is. Now, the reason balance is important is balance is basically the ability of the muscles and nerves to function correctly. Many times when we check people's balance in our office, have them stand, not touching anything, and try to balance, they'll drop their foot within just a couple seconds, or they'll shift to the side and you'll see this type of a thing. That's because the muscles that support the spine are weak as far as the core, the hips, plus the nerve function is not being optimal, and improving your posture and your balance will help that nerve function and balance. So a person should be able to look straight ahead, bring their knee up, and without shifting too much, little shifts are normal, hold that for 20 to 30 seconds without a lot of problems. And if you can do that, that's a great assessment tool of how strong your core is. So in our office, as in many chiropractic offices, we instruct our patients on exercises to strengthen the core, strengthen the postural muscles of your back and neck. So when people sit at a desk all day, their heads are drop forward, no wonder they're having headaches. Now, exercises are great, but unfortunately a lot of people look at exercise as the high intensity type stuff. And if you already have poor posture and you do high intensity exercises, what will happen is it will increase the problems because then there's more stress on those joints. A 250-pound person going out for a 20-mile run is going to jam their low back and cause more problems. So it's important to do the exercises to strengthen your spine before you get into high intensity. But doing walking, stretching, light exercise is a great way to start. So what we show our patients is we show them pelvic tilt exercises to strengthen their core. We show them balance exercises in order to strengthen it. And then we also use exercise ball to sit on and strengthen the core that way. Now, all of this is basically to help alleviate not only symptoms, but improve your optimal function. Many people will come to my office with a low back pain. We see them 3 or 4 times, the pain goes away. Great, we've done a natural way to correct that low back pain instead of relying on drugs and medications and everything else. But optimally, you want to correct the weakness that caused the pain. So what we focus on is telling people we want to create them full range of motion, pain-free, and full strength. Now sometimes that takes a person 3 or 4 episodes to decide that's what they need to do because they haven't been educated as to why function and optimal health is better than just pain relief. So if you're looking at a way to get healthy and improve your overall body wellness, visiting our office or another chiropractic office that focuses on posture and balance will be a great first step. And remember, if your spine is strong, if your muscles are strong, and your exercise is healthy, your immune system is stronger, which helps mitigate many of the long-term health problems that we have as we get older. So I encourage every one of you to take steps to live a healthier lifestyle and visit your local chiropractor to get a proper assessment of your balance and function. Have a great day.